Alright, boom. So they put out this article, whatever, about Wayne. They just decided to speak about the go to rap and the best artist of all time on this random Monday. Um, the Carter used to document Lil Wayne's evolution. Now it exists to preserve a legacy that already cemented itself over a decade ago. The Carter and the Carter 2 carried the hunger of someone trying to ascend into rap royalty. The Carter 3 confirmed he made it. Even the Carter 4 worked as a welcome back victory after prison. But everything afterwards feels increasingly defined by lore rather than legacy. With Wayne recently teasing the Carter 7, could be on the way. Okay, but we're not hitting the link. And this is what I want to speak on. So basically they trying to say, so initially the Carter series was the documentation of Lil Wayne's evolution. Like, okay, he's saying that he's the best rapper because that's when he first said he was the best rapper on the Carter 1. So he's saying he's the best rapper. Can he prove that he's the best rapper? Is he getting better from album to album? Is he adding credence to his claim to be the best? Is he making it make sense? Is he doing everything in his possible to say, okay, boom, I'm better than Jay-Z? Because really, that was the competition. Jay-Z was looked at as the best rapper in the game at the point. And this is 2003, 2004. Jay-Z was looked at as the best rapper in the game. And he retired, quote unquote. And he did a bullshit ass retirement after the Black Album, which is 2003. So on the Carter, Wayne said on a song called Bring It Back, the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. And so they're basically trying to say the earlier Carters were Wayne really showing that he was hungry, and then by Carter 3 he really proved that he made it to that level of rap royalty where he had to be respected. And then even after going to jail, putting out the Young Money projects, some more mixtapes, and putting out some different albums like with the album called I'm Not a Human Being 1 and Rebirth. He came back and did a victory lap when he put out fucking Carter 4. But everything after feels like a lord and legacy. Basically trying to say that the Carter 5 and the Carter 6 don't hold the same credence. And I feel as though that's bullshit because the Carter 5, in my opinion, is actually the second best Carter. Carter 5 is one of the best albums of all time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The Carter 5 is dope as fuck. Like, that shit still get regular play, like, to this day. Like, the Carter 5, it's the Carter 5 and the Carter 2. They wanted 2 for me. Carter 2 and Carter 5, they neck and neck. They right there with me. Them motherfuckers is the best shit. Like, I feel what they saying. Like, Carter 3 did feel like he ascended to rap royalty, even though I feel as though Carter 2 was better than Carter 3. By the time Carter 3 came out, it was like consensus. Like I said, he did 1 million that week. The demand for Wayne was crazy. By 2008, the Carter 3 had already leaked in like 07 and early 2008, and Wayne he had already did like over 100 something features in 2007. By that point, and Wayne was on every song. He did every remix. His mixtapes was hot. His verses was hot. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing Wayne, and he was winning every award, nominated for everything. So at that point, by 2008, yeah, it was evident. Okay, well, as far as rap royalty, he's the hottest guy. And this is why, kind of a segue. This is why I'm saying that Jay-Z did funny ass numbers with the whole graduation and the Curtis album shit. Cause 50 Cent is the hottest nigga in the game. 50 Cent sold 1 million first week in 4 days. It was a short week. He did it in 4 days. So 50 Cent is the hottest nigga out. So 50 Cent goes to drop an album, and Kanye, who already had like 2-3 albums out, goes and sells like 300,000 more copies than him. That don't even make sense. And then he doesn't become the hottest nigga in the game. How do you dethrone the hottest nigga in the game and don't become the hottest nigga in the game yourself? Because 50 was the hottest nigga in the game, and the transition to it being Wayne was hella smooth, and it was fucking organic because of all the love from the mixtapes, all the features and everything. Even in 2007 with Kanye dropping Graduation and it selling that 957 first week, Wayne was already the hottest nigga in the game, if not right already on 50 Hills. He was already Wayne was already Wayne in 2007. By when Graduation came out, Wayne was already Wayne. Niggas already looked at Wayne like how people look at Carter 3 Wayne. It didn't take Carter 3 to come out for people to look at Wayne like that. So with Kanye, how do you dethrone, quote unquote, the best nigga in the game and don't become the most coveted nigga in the game? How do you not become the biggest demand on the market? You dethrone 50, who was the biggest demand on the market, and you didn't become the biggest demand on the market yourself. That's how you know them numbers is funny. That's how you know Jay-Z did some weird shit, some funny shit, because he put in his book that he beat 50 Cent. That was a win over 50 Cent. How was it a win over 50 Cent and that wasn't even your record? It was Kanye's record. And niggas don't want to hear that shit. Oh, well, Kanye was his boy. He was his artist. Nobody want to hear that shit, nigga. That was a Kanye record. You gonna take credit for that Kanye win? That shit fishy as fuck. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, but on back to Wayne. Like, yeah, Wayne was already Wayne in 2007. So when Carter 3 came out, people definitely looked at it like he was a rap royalty. And one point that I feel like nobody ever brings up, I feel like nobody ever talks about this shit, but the success of Carter 2. Carter 2 would have been bigger if it wasn't for Hurricane Katrina. Carter 2 came out after Hurricane Katrina. That means the city that this nigga is from couldn't even support him. New Orleans couldn't even come out and support the Carter 2 and support Lil Wayne because they was going through that bullshit with Katrina. You know, all the passing of their loved ones and the country not taking care of them how they should have been, and George Bush just being as raggedy as he was. Katrina, like New Orleans couldn't even, Louisiana couldn't even come out and support Wayne. So his hometown couldn't even come out and support the Carter 2. And the Carter 2 still sold 200 copies. The Carter 2 was like 4 times platinum now. And it still sold 200,000 copies first week, which was a step up from the Carter 1. Because the Carter 1 sold like 116 first week, and the Carter 2 sold like 200 copies first week. So he didn't even have his city behind him. Had it wasn't been for Katrina, the Carter 2 could have went through the fucking moon. The nigga city couldn't get behind him. His home state, his hometown couldn't get behind him. And I feel like I've never heard anybody talk about that. It's never brought up. It's never discussed. This nigga's hometown was under a crisis. It was a state of emergency. They was fucked up. So they couldn't even come out and support the Carter 2. So the Carter 2 could have been bigger. It could have been bigger for weeks 1 and 2 had Louisiana was able to come out and support them, but they couldn't because they were just going through so much. Nobody ever talks about that shit. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why the Carter 2 is underrated. And the consensus still would put like Carter 3 up there. The consensus would still say Carter 3 is the best. And then the hardcore Wayne fans would say Carter 2. Because in real time, Carter 2 couldn't get the love it was supposed to get on the fact that Louisiana was going through Hurricane Katrina. But yeah, if you know like you know, like if you know like I know, Carter 2 was better than Carter 3, and Carter 3 was amazing. These are like 2 of the best albums of all time. And like I say, he managed to do it again with Carter 5. That's another all-time rap album for sure. And then when he got out of jail, he had came out with the Young Money tape, the We Are Young Money. By the time Carter 4 came out, he had went to jail. He put out the We Are Young Money tape, introduced the world to Nicki, Tyga, and Drake. Put out Rebirth. That was the Rock album, which y'all niggas don't want to admit. Nobody wants to admit, nor is anybody ready for this conversation. But Rebirth and I'm Not a Human Being 2 and I'm Not a Human Being 1 are reasons that we have like Travis Scott doing 500 copies first week on Utopia, and we got like Trippie Redd doing the numbers he's doing, and we got like Lil Uzi in the lane that he's in. Like we got some of these rappers today who are out here doing like the biggest numbers and got these crazy fan bases, and like Playboy Cardi, all these type of artists, all these is kids, and they come from Wayne doing albums like Wayne doing rock albums, Rebirth, or doing albums that was outside of the realm of possibilities for you to even fathom that he could do, like I'm Not a Human Being, I'm Not a Human Being 2. So those records don't even get the love that they deserve. But for real, they 2 of his most, I'm Not a Human Being 2 specifically, but you could throw the first one in there too. But between Rebirth and I'm Not a Human Being 2, those are his 2 most influential projects. Because just the statistics that those projects were able to garner because of what they gave birth to. Like, they gave birth to some of the niggas who do the biggest numbers now. So this off of sheer like statistics that he was able to garner, some of his most influential shit, if not his most influential shit, for sure. And then, like I said, Rebirth came out. He put out a rock album. And then Carter 4 came out, and he did 964 first week. So this nigga damn near sold 1,000,000 twice. And look, I'm going to give 50 his flowers too. Like I said, I mentioned this in the past stream. Get Rich or Trying came out. It's still the biggest, the highest selling rap debut. And it did 872. But Get Rich or Die Trying was a single CD that was sold for the price of a double CD just because the demand allowed them to sell it like that. Had Get Rich or Die Trying been a few dollars cheaper like it really should have been, then he probably could have, 50 definitely could have sold upwards of 900,000 copies. And I always bring that up. So it was a possibility that 50 could have did 1,000,000 twice as well. His debut could have did 1,000,000, if not damn near 1,000,000. What Kanye did on Graduation, Get Rich or Die Trying could have did had it not sold for the price of a double CD. But y'all gonna tell me that Kanye dethroned that guy and had an album that outsold that guy's. Fuck the songs that's on the album, because that's not how it works. The biggest guy is the biggest guy. Kanye didn't outsell this guy. Not legitimately. That was some JD, that was some Jay-Z funny business. But y'all gonna think what y'all wanna think. Y'all gonna whatever, but that was some funny business. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I give props to 50, because 50 could have easily did 900, like how Wayne did the 1,000,000, and the next record was 964. 50 could have did something similar. 50 had his 1,000,000, and he could have had a record that did 900, damn near 1,000,000 his damn self. So I gotta give both of these niggas props, but just Wayne doing 1,000,000 on Carter 3 and Carter 4 coming out, him doing 964, damn near another 1,000,000 basically. Nigga, that shit is crazy. This nigga was fucking 30,000 units away from doing another 1,000,000 in a week. 30,000 units, that ain't shit. He was had the week been like an extra day or some shit, it would have been. Nah, I mean, and Carter 4 is another album that leaked. Nobody talks about the Carter 4 leak. Carter 4 actually leaked too. So if Carter 4 never leaked, then that shit definitely would have did 1,000,000. And I'm Not a Human Being sold over 100K when he was in jail. Actually, him, NBA YoungBoy, and Tupac are the only rappers to sell over 100K or sell 100K while being in jail behind bars. And so he was just, like I said, this was a crazy time. He just doing crazy numbers. And by the time Carter 4 came out, it was obvious that he was cemented in who he was, what he was. And then, of course, talking about everything is defined by lore. After Carter 4, when it comes to Carter 5, Carter 5 was supposed to come out in like 2014, but that's when the lawsuit happened with Birdman and Cash Money and all that, and really that was what catapulted Drake to become Drake. Birdman not wanting to pay Wayne is what made Drake Drake. Wayne was at the top of the game. Like I said, Carter 4 was 30,000 units away from selling 1,000,000 first week again. And then I'm Not a Human Being too. Say what you want about it. And like I said, Wayne has showed the ability to put out what everybody wants to hear, do big numbers, put out whatever the fuck he wants to put out, and then put out something everybody else wants to hear and do big numbers. Like I said, Carter 3 did 1,000,000. He put out a rock album. Nobody wanted to hear that shit. Put out a rock album. That did 100K. Put out I'm Not a Human Being from jail. That did 100K. Put out Carter 4, 30,000 units away from 1,000,000. Back like he never left. So with him doing I'm Not a Human Being 2, and I'm Not a Human Being 2 had hitters on it. Y'all remember like Gun Walk and Love Me with Future and Drake and Rich as Fuck, My Homie Still. So motherfucker Hot Revolver. So yeah, like I'm Not a Human Being 2 had hitters on there. It had some heaters on there for sure. But of course he wasn't able. I think Birdman didn't want to let him put out Carter 5 initially because he didn't. All the singles they was putting out for the lead wasn't hitting. Like even like how Love Me. Like Love Me was on. I'm Not a Human Being too. But Love Me was big with Future and Drake. That was big. Like some of the singles Wayne was putting out for Carter 5 wasn't even able to reach that success. But I think Wayne was like, hey, I'm an established artist. Put it out. It's gonna do what it do. And Birdman just didn't want to put it out. And so that slowed up the Carter 5 for four years. And that gave Drake the room to really take over. Like how Drake got real big when Wayne was in jail. Whenever Wayne wasn't around to do his thing, it was Drake time. And you know, Wayne album got delayed 4 years. He did his thing. Drake did his thing and became Drake. And that time, Drake sold 1 million copies, beats with Meek Mill, grew a crazy ass fan base, and he took advantage of the opportunity that he was given, and that's how he became Drake because Birdman wouldn't let Wayne put out Carter Five, and Carter Five was long awaited, and to say Carter Five didn't do anything for Wayne's legacy, it was defined by lore. It's crazy as shit with some of the records that had on there, like Can't Be Broken, and the song with X Don't Cry, the song with XX Triple X Tension, and what the fuck, Let It All Work Out, shit like that. So that's a real legacy defining album for Wayne. So to say that that shit didn't hold merit now, I'm not about to go on no tangent. I personally like the Carter Six. I'm not about to go out here and die. Yeah, that's the hill I'm gonna die on. Yeah, I'm gonna die on that hill. Like I personally love the Carter Six. I fuck with it. I like the Carter Six. But if you don't like the Carter Six, that's one thing I'm not about to argue. I'll argue for the 1 through 5. 1 through 5, I'll argue, and then I'll argue that 5 is either the best or the second best. I like 6 personally, but like I said, or not like I said, but I am aware that 6 is the worst Carter. So if you say that you don't like 6, I ain't really about to have too much pushback. Hey, nigga, your opinion is your opinion. It is what it is. You don't like it, you don't like it. But yeah, to say that 5 especially was defined by lore rather than legacy, which Let It All Work Out is one of the most important songs of Lil Wayne's career, is fucking crazy. And it actually had a fucking hit on there. Like I said, Birdman was worried about it having that hit, and that's why it initially didn't came out. But one of Wayne's last like anthems was Uproar. So eventually, it did have the hit that it was supposed to have on there, that banger that was heard everywhere. Uproar was everywhere. Uproar kind of ushered in TikTok, like the way Uproar kind of ushered in TikTok and dance challenges and shit like that. I'm not saying it started it, but like TikTok probably came out like the same year or maybe a year after Uproar. It was one of the first things on TikTok, Uproar. So the niggas dancing to that shit. So it kind of like ushered it in. So yeah, that. But I just wanted to touch on that shit.